Dirty Truth Tellers.
So good evening, everyone, and welcome. We're Epstein and Hassan, the Dirty Truth Tellers. And this is the new segment that we've added to our show where we're calling it Couples2Couples, where we're going to bring couples on and talk about
what makes their relationships
sex. But tonight is a very special night, Hassan, because tonight
Yes.
we literally have a legendary performer.
A hero of ours.
One of the, not only a hero of ours, but like a hero to many people.
Yes.
Hero to many people.
Yes.
She is she ran an unbelievable show for many years at Collective Unconscious. It was the Anti-Slam, hosted by the Reverend Jen. Now, Reverend Jen is a legendary figure in terms of the Lower East Side.
Yes.
She's an artist. She's just a great human being, though. That's the thing about Reverend Jen. I mean, Reverend Jen is one of the nicest, kindest, most compassionate people that we've ever dealt with.
And it's almost like she's a contradiction because she's very much about her work and what she does, and she's not competitive.
No, she's very supportive.
Meaning that she created an environment where it's not about doing that, it's about the work, which is pretty much what no one
else has ever done.
No
one in the history of the world has ever done it.
No one.
And the Reverend Jen was also in the play we wrote at Surf Reality, Epstein's Wet Dream, where she was your spiritual advisor after I was kidnapped by Johnny McGovern and a bunch of black lesbians. It was a beautiful thing. But Reverend Jen, over time, is now with are you married or are you guys living together in sin?
We're working on it.
We live in sin.
You're living in sin.
Well, I know that you're a reverend, but if you ever want to marry, I would love to marry you.
So this is Reverend Jen, and this is her boyfriend, John Thomas.
CC John. I usually go by CC John, dude. Her open mic seduced me some years ago, and needing a name to go on stage and be with the cool kids like y'all and shit. I went with CC John for Cape Cod, motherfucker.
Cape Cod John. Wow.
Cape Cod, you got it.
I like that.
So welcome, guys. Welcome to the Dirty Truth Teller show. And so let's start out by finding out what Reverend Jen has been up to. I know that you've been painting a lot. I see that on Facebook. And you're not working anymore anywhere. I don't see you working. Is this because of CC, or is this because you have been selling enough art to do your thing?
Well, I just had an art opening in Bayonne, New Jersey at the Dollhouse, and I sold 27 paintings. So
wow.
Bayonne, New Jersey. I mean, that's like a very artistic place. I mean, you know,
that's cool.
That's where the boxer Chuck Wepner, I think, was from Bayonne, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So
It's cool.
I'm going to start with Reverend Jen right away. I'm going to give her a question because Reverend Jen is a hockey fan. This is another weird thing.
Yep.
Yes.
Most people wouldn't expect Reverend Jen to be a hockey fan, but she is. So who said this, Reverend Jen?
Hang on, excuse me, I'll get it.
Whose quote is this?
Gretzky.
My face is my mask. My face is my mask. Who said that?
Was it Ray Bork?
Not Ray Bork, no.
That's what everyone from Boston is going to guess.
Well,
Rod Langway?
In the old days, when I was a young man, like in the 60s, when my father first took me to see hockey games, many goalies did not wear masks.
Yeah.
They would play with maskless. There was no one wore helmets, no one wore masks. But there was a goaltender, and when some goalies started to wear the mask, he refused to wear the mask and said, "My face is my mask."
It's going to make me insane. I don't remember, but I do remember seeing it on ESPN.
Gump
I don't want to.
Worsley. Do you remember Gump? Only a hockey guy would have a name. Gump Worsley? Is that before your time? This may be before my time.
I was a Caps fan basically as a little kid, but I don't think the Caps, that's where I grew up, were around so like maybe 72 or something.
And that was, so are you from Washington, D.C.?
Silver Spring, Maryland.
Okay. So you didn't have, Marion Barry wasn't your mayor? Because we were going to ask.
I mean, Silver Spring's
so
like.
What were your feelings when you heard that your mayor was like
smoking crack
in the hotel room?
Were you impressed with that?
I think he was set up.
Oh, you do think he was set up? Wow.
Okay. We all watched it in Maryland. Like we're the DMV district, Maryland, Virginia. I'm from like, 15, 20 minutes from DC. Nah, he got reelected. Everyone liked him.
Yeah. Well, you felt like he was approachable in a sense.
I do think he was set up though.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to smoke some crack?
Yeah.
Now, absolutely. DC has changed a lot from what I can tell, because it seems like it was really seriously gentrified. Like it's very wealthy now. Like when you were growing up, DC was kind of a rough city. Well, I guess it's not a city.
Well, it depends on what area you were in.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you two, who hit on who first?
That's an interesting question. I'm going to plead guilty because I was walking into a reading one day for a play. We have a good friend in common, Travesti, impresario, producers of this and that, of the vaudeville persuasion. And he needed me one day to be some flunky role with 3 lines in a reading of his play, House of Trash, which he later appeared in. So I walk into Surf Reality on like a Saturday afternoon, and I'm hungover, obviously, and I see this vision, and especially the fishnets. Fishnets really stuck with me. So I immediately walk up and call her by the wrong girl's name. Oh, Stephanie. I thought she was Stephanie Bindlestiff. It's a long story. But
the fishnets.
The fishnet. Oh, that might have something to do. Yeah. But anyway, that was how we met. But I was like a brick hit me in the head ever since.
I think I hit on John first, but many years ago, you remember that bodega that was next to Surf?
They never sold brand name anything.
And they had like pictures of children with machine guns and stuff. Well, I walk in there one night ready to go to Faces to get my 6-pack of bud, and I saw him speaking Arabic, and I thought, well, he's probably smarter than most of the guys. I know, and just wanted to get to know him.
Wow. So the fish.
Oh God! I have to turn my phone off. Jeez, sorry. My mother.
It's her mother. It's her mother.
Turn it down.
She's on the internet now, and I'm going to ask her her boyfriend a question. So, are you into fishnets in general? Like, do you like the high heels, the fishnets? Is that?
I didn't actually, to be honest, I didn't know that I was. I just, I lived in New York maybe 5 or 6 years, and I'd met a lot of different people, and whatever. But then I see this one girl, and there was bong, like something hit me, very much like a blow to the head. Is all I can say, a blow. But I was like, this vibrational something continued for decades.
Wow.
Actually, quite a long time.
It says something about you because you're in a relationship with a person who has a persona that's pretty much established. So to me, you must be a person with a lot of confidence, because what I'm gathering is that you support her life to be as big as she can. And it's not easy to find a partner. How do you handle that?
I have my life has occupied different sectors than Jen. I worked for the U.S. Chamber of Commerce in Turkey for a year or so, working with the State Department, the Commerce Department. Despite being a Republican, I wrote 2 white papers for President Obama at the request of the State Department and Commerce Department. And before that, worked for Verizon as a product manager for 13 and a half years. So this is another fun chapter of my life, but the one that I want to keep going and not let anything tear out of my hands, because I'm happy.
That's an amazing thing, because Reverend Jen is about the most non-corporate. If you said to me that Reverend Jen was with a guy like, because I saw online, and let me just make sure I get this correct, that you studied business ethics at Bentley University.
Yep.
I had never heard of, but then I looked up Bentley University, and it's considered like one of the top colleges in the country. And then I saw that you studied business ethics. And I'm not being a wise guy here. I'm not being a wise guy. I never thought those two words went together. Like business and ethics are not words that I've. But you said you're a Republican, so you're not like a Trump type of Republican, though.
No, I'm more like a Rockefeller Republican. But I was going to mention about business ethics. I agree all the way. And you guys might remember the Enron Scandal.
Yes.
And
yes.
a couple others around about the year 2000, 2002. Enron was about swapping energy around and cheating and all this jazz like that. Basic corruption is around now. It's always around, and you have to plan for it, anticipate it, and fight it. And it's just, that's how it is. And the company ethics officers often are just people, we call it jet jobs. We're passing through on their way to being promoted to the next thing. I don't know, like ambassador to France or something. No, you need somebody who actually cares about it. And briefly, we had a movement to try to make the ethics officer position a professional one. And so I was getting in on that, but it turned out the country did not want to do it.
The country went a whole other way. I mean, being a Republican years ago meant that you had values, you had you were a legitimate political party, like you had views, and it sort of has changed now, because now the Republican Party, it's hard to even describe what they are.
Have you two ever thought about performing together, doing any work togeter?
We have.
Yeah, we wrote a couple scripts. And,
yes, Megaphone Wife.
Yeah, and actually I got John back when we were shooting Electra Elf to be in one.
Yeah.
And
we have performed together a fair amount of times.
Also, performances that weren't meant to be, like when we swam in the East River together.
Yeah, that was unique.
Oh my God.
Yeah, all these German tourists were taking pictures, and we were like so popular.
We're not afraid.
No, well, you definitely don't need to worry about catching no disease if you were in
there.
That's
fine.
The
best
exaggerated. Just made up.
The ones that aren't scripted, right? Like, so we got in the East River together, and shocked onlookers watched as we swam. There was also like some firemen in there with us.
Well, this guy ahead of us jumped in. It was wicked hot. We're standing for this boring performance by somebody you guys probably know. I'm not going near there, but in any case, the person was reading on a coastline that might be the East River, and it was wicked hot, and I was really bored. And then this giant guy who looked like Jesus, I think he was a cop, but he plunged into the water. I guess it's cool now. I guess we can go. So did we. But she looked like freaking Lady of the Lake coming out. Lots of German.
Yeah, I think that was.
Do you have a mermaid outfit?
Yeah, I actually have a working mermaid tail.
I knew you would. I knew you would.
I can swim in. And we went to Sheep's Pond. It's my favorite place in Cape Cod. It's just like everyone goes to the beaches and stuff. I like them, but there's this weird little pond where you can actually hear frogs being like ribbit, ribbit, and the water's clean and beautiful. And it was the only place I felt safe trying out the tail, but it actually works.
This little girl screaming, "Mommy, there's a mermaid!"
It was really cool.
See, my imagination with Reverend Jen, I would imagine that there's a lot of character dressing during sex. First of all, let me ask you the question that we're asking a lot. Because we did a piece a few weeks ago. We said that we're a monogamous couple, and that we said that monogamy was hot, monogamy was sexy. You have to use certain, your mind. And some people were very critical of us for saying that. Like, but we're very. You've been together through the whole Corona thing, right? Stuck in. Now, are you a monogamous couple together, or you are monogamous? So
was that a conscious choice that you both made?
No, we didn't have to discuss it. You know what I mean?
It was not necessary to discuss it. We knew.
Okay, well, that's interesting, because a lot of
men, the real thing, I don't know how the hell I stumbled into it. I obviously don't deserve to be here. It's some kind of mistake. For the moment, hey, I don't.
What's weird?
And you can believe that's sappy or something, but it happens to be true.
No, I love
the
says
fact
this Republican.
I love the fact that you are so in love with Reverend Jen, because she deserves it.
And you're not?
Deserves that.
Seriously? And you're not in love with
No, I would
like, how could you not?
I would have been intimidated if I didn't have, let's say I was like a regular kind of stand-up surf reality comedian, not married, like just on my own, like a stand-up kind of comedian without my wife. Reverend Jen, I would have been intimidated by, because her persona was like
massive.
It was like she was the queen of the Lower East Side. She was the queen of cool, even though she's anti-cool, but her coolness was so,
very few people, Reverend Jen, developed their own voice. You have your own fashion, you have your own, and it's not like you're doing it to kind of shock.
She's the original influencer.
Yeah,
she influenced so many people down there. So I would have been totally I would have maybe made a move on her. I would have tried, but I would have tried to do it. See, my whole thing is I have to be funny, like that. I don't have a big dick. I don't have anything to offer other than funny. Like I am funny, even when I'm fucking you. I am funny. Like I will. Most men don't like when a woman laughs.
You might not laugh. You might not come.
You might not laugh. Right, I'm gonna make you laugh. I'm gonna make you laugh. You know, even when I'm going down on you, I'm telling jokes when I'm down there about the dark hole, the black hole. You can get lost in this hole.
Yeah. I read your book. I know. I feel like I know way too much about it.
You wrote the most kind review of our book, by the way.
Yeah.
It was heartfelt. I blazed through your book.
When she read your book, that I recall, she was very taken with it, and we talked a fair amount about what you guys had to say in the book.
Yeah. I read it out loud, actually.
Well,
it's difficult questions.
It's a challenging thing. It's a challenging thing when you are an artist that is spiritual and also sensual. People don't think you can have the both things, and they're both important. It's like watching Reverend Jen being in this vulnerable relationship with you is not a position that we have seen her in a lot. And it's really nice because it's almost like you can relax a little bit. Not, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You sound like my mother.
No, we're like this old couple.
I can relax. He's a nice boy.
What's I saying? We're kfelling. We're like the Jewish word. We're kfelling. No, she found a nice.
Can you imagine the way my mother feels?
Oh, she has to be very happy.
Even if she's not Catholic, she's going like this.
To be very
she's Catholic, all right.
Oh, she's like making crosses up the ass.
And he's Catholic.
Yeah.
Those two go to mass.
Okay, we're gonna do.
I hope I can measure up to your guys' expectations, but
you can. I'm looking at her smiles. Absolutely.
Actually, you want to hear a story when I fell? He brought me a Christmas tree.
Oh.
I'm gonna start crying.
There it is, right there.
It was a really nice Christmas.
Yeah. That's nice. Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Apparently, the way to my heart. I'm like Charlie Brown.
This is a similar thing. When I first started dating Hassan, I came to her apartment, and I mean, we still live in the same apartment because it's rent stabilized, and
I know.
She thinks I married her a rent stabilized apartment.
Which you
did. A little bit in there.
People will do that.
Yes.
Like on the second or third date, I come.
Almost happened.
There are candles lit all over the apartment. And I'm like, okay, this is weird because they were yahrzeit candles. Those are the candles Jewish people put up with Shiva.
They were just real cheap.
Shiva.
So I said, who died?
I had like 50 of them, right?
They're called yahrzeit candles.
I had Bill Withers playing in the background. Candles. And he's thinking someone died.
Okay.
But tell me, what books are you both reading?
Jen got me for my birthday forever a book by Pete Hamill. Yes. And I'm taken with that at the moment.
Pete Hamill,
I'm reading this.
Great journalist in New York in my era.
I like his voice. I like his honesty.
The Warriors, the book that the movie was based on.
Oh, wow.
It's from 1965.
I'm so happy to see that you're still reading books. I love reading books.
It's
the
best.
No question.
Also, we live in Sheepshead Bay. You need a good book in case you might need to go into the city. Oh, did my audio?
I think it's still working. That's fine. I think it's still working.
My audio.
You had Lundy's, Randazzo's, Lenny's Clam Bar.
We live across the street from Lundy's.
Yeah, we're like three blocks from Lundy's. I want to ask you guys, have you ever read the book A Confederacy of Dunces?
I've heard of that book, but I've never read it.
I would just say, if you want an entertaining novel, just that.
Okay.
Just a very entertaining novel that whoever you are, I think I laughed out loud reading it, which basically never happened. It's pretty good.
Now, Reverend Jen, I saw online that you're writing a book and you're going to sell it on Amazon, right?
Oh yeah, it's already written.
It's a little bit tricky to do that. People act like it's not hard to do, but we had a hard time. It's very hard.
I don't understand. Like
we had to get somebody. We had to get somebody to help us to put it up because it's not really simple. And Amazon's really weird to deal with. Like if anything goes wrong, like you can't. It's really weird, that company.
Like just getting a person to speak.
It's very challenging. But you know what? This is the thing about the world today. You can get anything published. However, to get it noticed, there's so many things. It's like. That's the problem with everything now. Like if you go on and do a YouTube show, there's no real way to promote these things because, you know, it's not, you can't even buy your way in. Like if you want to spend money in that, you really can't.
Well, so, like this lady we had seen, she did, when we were talking about how to, investing, how to market the book, she said, you got to know that your friends might not buy it. They will tell you they love it. You've got to find a circle of voices of people you don't know.
It's very hard. Yes. This is the world. It's easy to get to do things, but it's hard for anyone to notice it. Now, Reverend Jen, and we're going to do what we call the lightning round now. We have lightning round questions.
Is this like the newlywed game? Because we've been practicing.
Okay, this is
we're really good at it.
Okay.
If you let me ask a newlywed question.
Okay.
If you came home and John was in your clothing,
would you be turned on or turned off?
Is there another question? Confused? In hysterics? Busting out my camera?
Okay. Girl Scout thing.
That hosted. Oh, Bob, you.
Oh yeah, we did wear matching outfits. We have to.
She got me in drag one time.
We wore Girl Scout outfits and
sell cookies, obviously.
Yeah. No, we made shots that tasted like Thin
I told
Mints,
people they were.
and we ended up selling them all to our downstairs neighbor.
Yeah, we walked down Orchard Street. I had a cigarette in my lap and in my mouth and the whole like skirt on and shit.
In like the full-on Girl Scout outfit, and we were trying.
I was a Girl Scout. I sold the cookies.
Nice.
I was a brownie. I was a Girl Scout. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
My mom didn't want to sew the patches on. She was like,
I was even a candy striper in the hospital.
Oh, that. You guessed something really specific, but I'll leave that to Jen. But
I will email you.
You have the gift of sight.
Yeah. I one time I had this candy stripe outfit on, and a friend of mine, he's a gay friend, and he goes, Miss Thing, that outfit just is horrible. And I'm like, you have no idea. It's a candy striper outfit. I really don't care what you think.
I gotta email you later because the thing I just wrote, there's a candy striper reference that it's weird.
You can't get them.
It's weird.
My mother only lasted one day, she told me, and I would be the same. Candy striping. You know.
One day she was trying to turn me on early on.
No, I'll tell that. No.
I didn't want to let that go.
I want to hear
this. It's embarrassing. We had went away to the Poconos. My parents had a share thing. And so we were there, and I was trying to find a way that I was going to turn him on, right? So you know, a lot of times people wear, you know, negligees and stuff. And I said, I'm going to try rubber pants. So I went to a kid's store and got a fat kid, like, you know, I know you're not supposed to say that now. Rubber pants.
You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
So I look like a big black baby.
This was like a frightening.
Okay. Frightening. And they were sticking to me. They were so hot. It was absolutely
it was so grotesque. It's amazing that I stayed with her. It was like, okay, she's in rubber pants.
I was sweating in them.
I'm learning so much.
All right, here we go. This is a lightning round.
Reverend Jen, are you did you ever wear clogs?
Yes.
Did you prefer clogs to sandals?
No.
When you were younger, did you shave under your arms?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, how young?
Let's say teenage.
Yeah.
See, what we learned when we were doing burlesque at a certain point, every woman shaved their coochie. This was like a thing. Like when we came up, like we were like a whole different thing.
Oh,
like,
I had an afro.
She had an afro down there. When I used to go down there, I had to bring an afro to get to the, you know, to get that shit out of here.
Let's do the lightning.
And then everybody shaved. It was like,
lightning round. This is like college ball.
Okay.
Let me do some questions. Can I do some lightning round?
Oh, go ahead.
All right, Reverend Jen.
Jesus.
Jetsons or Flintstones?
Flintstones.
Lassie or Mr. Ed?
Mr. Ed.
Now, were you attracted to Mr. Ed because of his hoarseness?
No, Mr. Ed was funnier. Lassie was always sad. Like, is Lassie ever going to come home? I don't need that sort of existential crisis when I go to sleep at night. I love dogs very much. I'm less emotionally attached to horses, and it's funny that it's talking.
Okay. EJ Corvettes or Woolworths?
Wait, what? Corvettes? Wait, EJ Corvettes or
the store, EJ Corvettes
or Woolworths?
Oh, Woolworths. Are you fucking kidding?
Do you know about EJ Corvettes? Did they? Because they may not. They were a local.
They were not in Maryland.
I don't think so.
Woolworths, my favorite place.
That's the first restaurant that I remember we ate at on the counter. It was a big deal on Saturday.
Here's a
I like Woolworths. You could go in, you could get like a pet, like a canary. Actually, when the 14th Street Woolworths was closing, I bought a couple baskets.
I had one. I had one of those baskets. Okay.
I fucking loved Woolworths.
Oh, please.
I could go on and on and on.
No, we know that about you. I mean, that's like
okay. That was
EJ Corvettes was 11 Jewish Korean veterans, and they had a store. It was a similar kind of store to Woolworths.
I believe I read about it in the Remembering Woolworths book, which is a pretty good book.
Okay, so this is a question. I kind of know where you're going to answer this, though. If you had the Beatles or the Stones,
like fuck, marry, kill, can I choose?
You have to.
Like the Beatles are a better band, right? But I probably listen to the Stones more. I love Keith Richards a lot, but I like the Beatles. They're better. They're just musically more advanced.
I'm an anti-Beatles person. I
know.
That's her thing, babe.
Okay, all right.
I'm not saying they're my favorite. Like I love Zeppelin, y'all. Like, yeah.
Are you
throw Zeppelin in? The Beatles are better, but I probably listen to the Stones more because they're more listener friendly.
Okay, country music or hip hop?
For John.
Country music.
Okay. How about John?
But it's got to be like Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Patsy Cline, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings. But modern country, hip hop. You know what I mean? They're two different time periods.
Right.
So hip hop didn't exist when country was good.
Okay, for you, John.
Yep.
Okay. Chaka Khan or Barbara Streisand?
Chaka Khan. Seriously? Chaka Khan.
Yeah. Okay.
You have something against Jews, John? I mean, you seem very strong on that. I mean, that's like can I be a comedian here? I know what time it is, but
this is a lightning round.
Yes, it's a lightning round.
Where's the lighting? Is it hit yet?
Pretzels or potato chips?
Thoughtful question. Pretzels.
All right.
Because
John.
Sorry, babe.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
But pajamas or naked or underwear?
No,
naked.
Okay.
So you sleep naked?
Okay.
Mostly.
Okay.
I want to visualize that because we always.
Oh, by all means, somebody should.
Now, this is the thing. We always, because we're monogamous, after we interview the couple, we think about you later tonight when we're fucking around. So I'm
all for it. By all means, I know I inspire many. I'm told.
And you're Catholic, so you're definitely
Catholic. Yeah,
definitely kinky. I'm definitely kinky.
If you both had to go to a art museum,
we looked this up.
Whose work would you really want to see?
The light guy, the person who's so good, the girl with the glass earring, Vermeer. We would agree, Vermeer.
Reverend Jen, you're like we don't know much about art, so we were trying to find people that now.
Well, we were just talking about going to look at the John Singer Sargents at the Met.
Well, like we have to go to the Met together. We still have not been.
Yeah, during quarantine, it was like I was going crazy, and then now you have to make an appointment and stuff keeps coming up. And it's like, I just want to be able to, go into the Met. Spontaneously, like I always do. So I don't like the idea that it's like a movie that I don't
like
even
a
like
doctor's
the
appointment.
Yeah,
going to the vet is like
you
a
should
doctor's
just be able to be in Central Park tripping on mescaline and decide you want to go into
like anyone might do.
Really, I just feel like looking at some American art like John Singer Sargent today, or I want to go look at the Vermeers, but Vermeer always. So.
I used to watch this program. I don't know who this woman. She was a nun. Her name was Sister
Wendy.
Sister Wendy.
Sister
Wendy is awesome.
That's how I learned about art.
Before I met Jen, I knew about Sister Wendy.
Sister Wendy's the best.
The marvelously fluffy pubic hair. Yeah.
She's delightful. She's a sister, right? And she's always like drinking tea. It's like, and then the pubic hair. Like, and then the penis on it. Like I heard her talking about David, I think, or imagine it, and the penis. And
what's sexier than truth?
Yeah, I learned art through her. I wish she had been a teacher for me. Yeah, I love her.
I would have liked to meet her also. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Sainthood.
Yeah.
Now,
she could be a saint.
My dad, my father.
What is one thing that you would love to tell each other that you haven't yet?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good question.
That's a challenging question.
He keeps saying that like he's shocked.
What's a thing I don't know? I tell you everything. Like I ate the last potato.
I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I am Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I am. Now I'd have to think about that. Honestly, I think I've chosen to tell her about everything that I can think because I wanted to.
It's been more fun.
It's a leap of faith of a kind, but I wanted to my whole life, and I got stupefied lucky.
Well, you two
found somebody that I could talk to.
John,
one second, you two are the most romantic couple. This is really amazing.
I hope.
I was like,
I hope on my side I can live up to that. Romantic is what I would like to be. I identify with it.
I'm goth.
I feel that this is a really beautiful thing because I was like wondering, because I'm thinking when I saw the fact about your schooling, I was like, well, this guy seems like he's a serious, like a really kind of. Reverend Jen is a very intellectual person. Down on the Lower East Side, there wasn't too many really. Basically pretty, it wasn't like a intellectual, and this is Reverend Jen.
He doesn't even know what he's saying.
I do know what I'm saying. Like, do you?
No, we have a lot of philosophical, intellectual conversations that last for hours, basically from the second we wake up till we go to bed.
What things matter to people and why they matter to people?
Okay, let me ask you this: the Avengers or the Transformers, John?
Avengers. Oh wait,
I will not dignify that question with an answer. The Avengers, obviously.
Not the Transformers.
Okay, you have.
I like the one with the Bumblebee. The most recent one actually looked kind of cool. I look, man. I know about Decepticon, Omnicon 5.
You're asking me to choose between
what's his name?
Spider-Man and a fucking robot. Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a man.
All the way, man.
A boy from Queens.
All right, you guys tell me, what's his name? The red one, the leader of the Transformers. Optimum Prime, I think.
Prime.
I don't watch it.
We all know that Spider-Man's motherfucking Peter Parker, right?
Yeah.
I don't know any of these things.
Actually,
you're lucky.
A shared love of Marvel is not a bad
She's
thing,
very
right?
tolerant of my superhero crap,
Batman.
No, I got hooked on it. Are you kidding? WandaVision.
I love it. Batman or Superman, John?
Batman.
Superman's
because Batman is the guy who gave his life over to an idea, and I can't think of anything more pompous and totally inappropriate and wrong for me to say that I'm gonna say that I want to give my life to an idea.
Okay, one more. Xena or Wonder Woman?
Xena.
I knew that, dude. We were crushing it.
I like what you
also
said.
Because Lucy Lawless was in Battlestar Galactica.
I like the fact that you said you wanted to give your life to an idea, because
do you want to hear the idea?
Yes. Whatever your idea is, yes.
It's this word in Greek called logos, which we know as the word. It's the opening of the Gospel of John. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. The Word was God. What people don't always know is that the Word is not just Jesus, the guy, who was born on the guy on the cross we see all the time. but it's also the unfolding order of the universe according to having an order and rules and physical rules and knowledge that we can know and things that we can do. That's unfolding with an order to it that we can know. For example, mathematics. Mm-hmm. So there is truth, and logos is truth.
Wow.
Have you ever read the book by what's the one, the letter to listen to it? It's the devil's writing to God, or God is writing to the devil.
The Screw Tape Letters? Or Master and Margarita?
No, it's from what's his name?
I don't know.
Mark Twain.
You know what I love? What she expects me to be able to read.
Yeah. Oh no, Mark Twain. I love Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
The Mysterious Stranger.
No, it's the Satan is writing to God.
Okay. I'd love to read it.
She expects. Here was our vision. We had a vision that we were going to do our work, and no matter what, we've done it for many years. Without a lot of love from others, support. We've been criticized a lot, but our mission has always been to be a husband and wife comedy team. That was our dream, that we were going to carry on like Lucy and Desi and Burns and Allen and Stiller and Mira. And that was our dream. And your friend and ours, Travis D, he once wrote that we were the Stiller and Mira, and we use that like all the time. Yes. And then, so that was it may not be a deep dream for others, but that was our dream. And we've been able to do it for, and we keep doing it. We're going to do it till we die. That's our goal.
Amen.
Amen.
I don't know why sister. You guys sing it. Yes, that.
A situation comedy already on television that I can watch, and we don't have to have these Zoom meetings. I can be like, I'm tuning into Epstein and Hassan.
I'll tell you why, and then we'll
What is wrong with the world that you guys don't have?
But what it is that deep down, people don't like interracial marriage. It's a very unpopular thing. It's unpopular with blacks; they don't like it. It's unpopular with whites, they don't like it. And either other interracial couples are uncomfortable with the way we talk about being an interracial marriage, that we actually do see race.
Like when people
say you should have a TV show.
I don't see color. I mean, just because you see it doesn't mean you don't embrace it and respect it. How do you not see it?
You see color, As a matter of fact, when I go down and I have to bring a flashlight because it's so dark down there that you gotta have. So anyway, this has been a lot of fun.
Yes, yes.
The great, and you a beautiful couple. Let me tell you something. Yes. I foresee when you do get married, and I think you should because
inshallah.
Why we think that you should is that if something happens to one of you, what you got to remember is family handles your funeral stuff.
That's important.
Okay, and you want to make sure that your
just in
wishes.
Case you drop dead, you want your wishes.
You want your wishes. Goth at all.
When I drop dead, I want her to smoke me in a pipe, like fire me
Not
up,
gonna happen.
And then whatever other thing, like sprinkle it through Washington Square Park.
I keep looking in the corner over here for a cat. Do you have an animal?
He's lying on the kitchen floor. But seriously, so here's my wishes. I already talked to like a forensic person about it. If I die, like hopefully like 40 years from now, or more, I want my skeleton donated to the School of Visual Arts so that they can paint it, right? So people can be like in anatomy class, he's so crazy.
Does not want to be bothered.
I got him on. Jen,
he's a good boy. He's having fun. So this is how big our cat is.
Oh,
wow.
And he's a maniac. He's a fucking maniac.
Wow.
I love him.
He's so beautiful.
Well, we love you both.
Thank you so much.
I love you guys.
Well, thanks,
we'll put this up in like a week, and it's going to be on a show. We're also going to be having, we're going to be talking about entitlement with the white woman who said she wouldn't go to jail because she had blonde hair, and they put her in jail. And
I don't know.
Wow, that sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, Matt was in Maryland. Marjorie Green.
Maryland, obviously.
In Maryland?
Maryland woman.
No, she was involved in the riot on the January 6th.
She flew there on a private plane.
And she said, "I'm not going to go to jail."
You're going to have her on your show?
Really? No, really?
We'd love to have her on the show. But,
dude.
Anyway,
I can't wait.
Reverend Jen and John.
Fascinating.
Thanks, JJ.
Thanks, you guys.
No, CC.
CC John, but that's okay. Anything's fine, pal.
CC, did you guys have fun? That's the key.
Hell yeah.
This is great.
So you
can watch some Buffy now.
We're gonna watch Angel and Buffy now.
Oh, I love that.
Makes me very happy that she likes it.
Before.
Oh, you've never seen Buffy? Oh,
yeah, exactly.
You can visualize us when you're having sex later tonight as well. You can.
I'll try my hardest. I will try.
Interracial love. It's very big turn on.
Thank you both so much, and we love you.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
See you, kids. Bye. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.